Coming up on the Joe Rossano Show.
Something happens. The story's incomplete. People rush online and say, "Why isn't anyone talking about this?" That sentence alone is dangerous. What comes next? Suddenly it's, "They don't want you to know." This proves something bigger. And if you disagree, God forbid, you're covering it up. No evidence, no verification, just certainty. That's not truth seeking. That's storytelling. We're ready for fact. Unfiltered, unbiased, uncensored. The Joe Rossano Show is next. Welcome to the Joe Rossano Show. Hi, I am Joe Rossano. Let's rock. My dearest friends and fellow Americans, today we're continuing a conversation that clearly struck a nerve. The difference between skepticism and speculation. Skepticism says, I need more information. Speculation says, I've already decided. And those are not the same. Somewhere along the way, we started rewarding confidence over correctness, loud voices over clear thinking. Here's the hard truth. Being skeptical doesn't mean distrusting everything. It means testing claims before accepting them. Speculation, on the other hand, fills gaps with assumptions. And assumptions, when repeated enough, start to sound like facts, even when they're not. I'll give you an example. Something happens. The story's incomplete. People rush online and say, "Why isn't anyone talking about this?" That sentence alone is dangerous. What comes next? Suddenly it's, "They don't want you to know." This proves something bigger. And if you disagree, God forbid, you're covering it up. No evidence, no verification, just certainty. That's not truth seeking. That's storytelling. Real investigations move slowly. Facts come out unevenly. Silence often means information isn't ready. Not that it's being hidden. And here's the part nobody likes to admit. It is okay to say, "I don't know yet." That's not weakness. That's maturity. Being wrong after waiting for evidence is respectable. Being wrong because you've rushed to accuse someone is reckless, folks. So before you share something, ask yourself, what's the source? What proof exists? Would this hold up if challenged? If the answer is no, pause. Because once speculation becomes accusation, you don't get to rewind the damage. Stay skeptical, stay curious, but stay responsible. Now, one of my favorite segments here on the Joe Rossano Show. Of course, that's your questions and comments, the jar. And I'm going to reach into the jar here. So what's the jar? The jar, basically, when you comment, you send me an email. And please do Joe at joerossano.com. That is Joe at joerossano.com. I get instant messages on social media and text messages, etc. I write them down and I put them in this jar and I shake them up. Okay, we don't play favoritism here on the Joe Rossano Show. I pick them at random, read them here on the air, and answer them. And some of them are, again, at times a little off base, a little insulting. It doesn't bother me. I don't have thin skin. I'll read them here on the air, and I'm going to answer them, which is what I'm going to do right this second. So the first one is from Mitch. Mitch writes, "You talk about facts. Will we ever get the facts? This is why there are so many conspiracies out there, no facts." Couldn't have said it better myself. And I got to tell you, our leaders aren't helping. Our agencies that we get taxed for, that we pay, they're not helping. When, just as an example, the Candace Owens and others, they are filling the vacuum that, in my opinion, our government is not providing transparent reporting on any of this stuff. Come out, give us an update, and make it plausible, and then we can go from there. But again, now in some cases, when you don't have information, you don't answer or you don't make an appearance. Okay. I've sent people emails, and sometimes when they don't answer me, they just don't know. They just don't answer. Okay. But when you're an elected official or an appointed official by the highest office in the land, you owe it to the American people. Government is by the people for the people, folks. And I would like a little more information. And then we wouldn't have conspiracy after conspiracy. Will the facts come out? Some argue that the Kennedy assassination facts aren't out yet. Okay, that was 1963. I'm going to do the math here and say that was what, 62 years ago. So are we going to get all the facts surrounding Mr. Kirk's assassination? I'm not sure. I mean, I hope so. And I can tell you when they do come out, you're going to hear them right here on the Joe Rossano Show. Thank you very much. Very nice of you. Next. This from David. David writes, do you think the conspiracy podcasters put stuff out there to get clicks and to make money? I'm going to take a guess here. Probably. I mean, some of them do. Some of them do. Candace Owens, I got to get back to her. And Candace, if you're watching, have me on or please come on here. I'm sure she'll run. She has #1 podcast in the world. That's amazing. What I say is I think that she had a great relationship with Charlie Kirk, rest in peace. And I think she does sincerely want to know what happened to her friend. I get that. But again, I just don't want to hurt anyone until the facts come out. That's why I don't do that. It's how easy that would be for me to come on here and say this is strange, and by golly, it must have been the butler in the library. Okay, I mean I can't do that because it's not a fact. And yeah, do podcasters out there to just spit this stuff because it makes money and gets clicks? Yeah. Yeah, but I will die on this hill, sir. I will not report anything here that is not fact. I would rather be boring, which I'm not. I'm pretty cool, than be wrong. And that's not going to happen to me. When you hear it here on the Joe Rossano Show and tell your friends this, you get the facts. And I just can't do the conspiracy stuff, and I'm not going to. And I hope that finds friendly ears and friendly eyes out there. Speaking of which, I graciously and wholeheartedly appreciate you tuning into the Joe Rossano Show. Millions, I'm not saying billions, but thousands and thousands of podcasts out there, and maybe even millions. And you were kind enough to spend a little time with your pal Joe Rossano, and that does not go overlooked. I graciously and wholeheartedly appreciate it. This is the time I ask if you could be so kind, please like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, and please comment. I'll read them right here on air. Okay. Email Joe at joerossano.com if you have questions or comments. Again, love them. Love them. As always, my dearest friends and fellow Americans, God bless you. Please don't forget to adopt a pet. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for all the latest episodes of The Joe Rossano Show.